NFL season, as it'll be the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Minnesota Vikings.
The kicker, Graham Gano, set to put his foot into this one. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. They'll look to throw here. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
There you go, Charles, the first completed pass of his young career.
And we expect it not to be his last. Very good to get the first one out of the way, though, as he begins his career.
They'll try for the first with Walker. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
I know the speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
Taken in at the 22. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. He had to fight that time. Ran through 1 tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Here's 2nd and 10.
He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Pressure comes, he's taken down by the Seahawk defense. It was the safety blitz that ultimately did the job, and they're going to credit him with a sack. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And this kick will be touchdown as they spot it inside the 45-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that'll be incomplete.
Yeah, offenses always try to be smart about when they're trying to dial up a screen to the running back because they understand you can only go to the well so many times in the game without the defense starting to anticipate the call.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
On play action, they'll throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Back to throw again. And that's incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game. The coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up fourth down.
On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. He'll return it from the 6. They'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with and nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he makes it all the way down to the 31.
57 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
And look at that. I'd say somebody's already in mid-season form here in game number 1.
Doesn't need a whole lot of carries in the preseason, does he? He needs to get the ball when it counts. And when it does, he makes it count.
That one on the guard, Cesar Ruiz.
After the penalty, it's Fournette. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. And defensive back Jamal Adams in on the stop. Second and long.
This is caught by Addison.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That's good for 28 yards.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 10-yard line.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Maybe the first big test of the season here on both sides. This is 3rd and goal. They'll set up to throw.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks will tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Loose inside the 30. Tyler Lockett.
A big play there on the catch and run. 77 yards.
And what a letdown after a huge play. He's going to pull this in and then set sail for the end zone. And he nearly made it too. But he's going to be tracked down just short of the goal line. So a big play there that's going to set him up with first and goal at the 1-yard line.
They'll try and sneak it here. And no signal, but I don't think he got the surge behind center. No, he's going to be kept out of the end zone.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2. As they come up now, second and goal. Walker looking for a signal, but none forthcoming. They stopped him shy of the goal line. They're held again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's third and goal. So they were stuffed on first down, stuffed again on second.
And normally you throw the ball on second down on play action. So here on third down, I'm going to my team and saying, let's line up and let's go out and get it. I get my best running play called, and I go after him.
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Kenneth Walker
Taking it in from a yard out. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
Now this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play.
While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, the great coach has said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. They'll set up a throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, you know, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else he'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw.
This one goes underneath to Walker.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Another completion there, and what a big moment in a young quarterback's life, that first NFL start. And Charles, obviously they want him to win games, but if they're looking at him under a microscope in this first month or so, what do you think they're hoping to see from him?
Well, for every question they'll have for him, they should have for themselves as a coaching staff, because it's not...
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle.
Ken Walker Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Myers connects on the PAT, and that pushes the lead up to 11. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Well, this hasn't really been a first half to remember on either side of the ball, but I think this kind of makes this an important drive. You'd love to get this back to a one-score game if you can, and that's good work there to get some yardage here and pick up the first down.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 87 yards rushing for him in this first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run it again with Fournette. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
2nd and 9 now. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. It'll be a gain of 5. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling, held it to an okay gain.
We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. This now a 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A big play there on the catch and run. 31 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
A chance for a first touchdown drive of the year. It's 1st and goal. Fournette, and that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Trying the power game with Ham.
And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. The Seattle defense, they haven't broken yet. Coming up here on a 3rd and goal situation. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Leonard Fournette
Punching it in from a yard away.
And the Vikings get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Graham Gano on for the extra point. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it. The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Second and 9.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled in the booth ready for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
And with the play clock reading 4, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Let's go.
From the 22 now, here's a 2nd and 7.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he's got this to Jefferson. A big play there for Minnesota. 47 yards.
It's not often that you'll find offensive and defensive guys that'll agree on much, but one place they find common ground, you've got to protect or attack the middle of the field. And no one was there. What a big play, moving it downfield.
Running on first down is Fournette, but he can only manage a yard or so before he's brought down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Again, it's Fournette. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now they'll bring 4 receivers into the fold here. It's 3rd and long.
Now back to throw. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And that will keep this a 4-point game.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Here's Walker to start the drive. To about the 48-yard line.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They'll come up 2nd and 7.
Back to throw here. Powers through it. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Up the middle, here's Walker.
They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play. And that's going to lead them to 4th down. Nothing fancy really on either side. They were just trying to punch in between the tackles, but could not get it done.
That felt very old schoolish, didn't it? Because we always talk about how we spread it out on offense nowadays and try and create some running lanes. That one was really tight. Go get it. A big pile of bodies. Didn't quite get there.
They'll run for it with Charbonnet.
And Owen coughed it up.
And this is going to be recovered by a member of the offense. But whistles are going to blow the play dead. Since it was 4th down, a fumble cannot be advanced by another player. But fortunately, they will have enough to keep the first down.
He'll look to throw.
Oh, that is incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Second and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener. They'll toss this out right to Walker. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle. They'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he's going to go down here. A sack. They push him back to the 34. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. They'll run the toss to Walker. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now. Now here's Jason Myers. He gets set for the Seahawk field goal. From the left hash, this from 46. Myers' kick is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. They'll try the right side here with Fournette. Runs through the contact. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. Here's Madison running on 1st down. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Complete. Jefferson the target. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 26. Good work after the catch. Going to net them 23 and a 1st.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Fournette, a 1st down carry. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Leonard Fournette, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. What a start to the season this has been. Back and forth. All tied 4th quarter as the kick is away here. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the fourth quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
On second down, it's Walker. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. So that run play nullified by the holding call on the tight end.
Yeah, I just think he needs to get off the ball a lot quicker and get into the block a little bit more effectively. Then he doesn't have to reach and grab and try and hold on.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. He'll look to throw. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Okay, so roughing the passer, and I've got to imagine that's the last thing you want to see week 1 is your quarterback taking an unnecessary hit.
I think you're exactly right about that. You hate it any week, but boy, are you on target. This is this depending on him to take him through 17 games, so you definitely can't let him get hurt right now.
Shakes off the sack. This is Fant on the short completion. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's another first down as they bite off 23 more on that one. A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Marcus Davenport coming in from that outside linebacker spot, and he buries him for a loss of 7. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. There he goes, left side. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. In a tie game, fourth quarter, that's about as big of a defensive play as you can possibly make.
And it didn't happen by accident. That was scouting right there. They've seen things that have happened before. They knew in certain situations the type of plays they like to run, read it, and were able to go after the football, get it, and take it into the end zone for a touchdown for themselves.
Gano the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And can they regroup? That's the question. The pick 6 hurt, no doubt, but this is still a one-score game here in the fourth. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. So a nice throw there. And, CD, I have to think you've been impressed with what you've seen thus far here in his debut.
Now, you know me well. I have been impressed because what I've seen is him starting to understand how to play the game in a short amount of time. The dazzling plays, they'll come and with experience. But right now, we're seeing him handle the game, make all the smart plays and the right reads.
19 yards there on the catch and run. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Now wasting time going right back to DK Metcalf. fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Again, he'll drop to throw.
He finds Smith and Jigba.
And all the way in, touchdown Seattle.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
31 yards.
And the Seahawks are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes.
The extra point, a vital one, and he gets it to go. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter.
What a start to the season this has been. Back and forth, all tied fourth quarter as the kick is away here. And the fair catch taken. No time will come off the clock. And they will begin this critical drive at the 25-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
That's to about the 28. Second down coming up.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Here's second down.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32.
Well, that sets up a big third down. Now the decision has to be, do you run it here and play for OT, or do you go ahead and press it downfield?
Well, this one's had a season's worth of thrills already, and it's still week 1. Here's third down now.
They're going to look to throw.
He's got his running back out of the backfield. Now he's loose again, and he's going to be ridden out of bounds down inside the 25.
Now that is the 2-minute drill at its very best. Get the completion, get a big chunk of yardage, and then get out of bounds to save those timeouts. You cannot do it any better than that.
2 timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now.
Inside handoff now to Fournette. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now the Seahawks. First of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
A little more than 40 seconds to play. Now 2nd and 10.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And they'll get him down right about the 20. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter.
What can they draw up now? Time to find out on a 3rd and 8.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So out on the field now, Graham Gano in a big spot. This to take the lead here in the final minute. Gano's kick is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's
It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Gets this complete to Smith-Njigba. And he is out of bounds, so a spectacular start. One play, and they're up past the 40.
Well, how about keeping your head about you in this situation? No more timeouts. Finds a way to get out of bounds. Now they can breathe a little bit as they contemplate what to do on the next down.
This offense cannot stop the clock now. No timeouts remaining as they come up here 1st down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That was the big shot for the end zone. You've still got a little bit of time here. You have to expect we'll see another. And remember, no timeouts left. So if you throw it short of the end zone and you're tackled, that's going to be the ball game.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now. Catch is made by Metcalf. Down the left sideline. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages. Charles, that drive was perfect, methodical, executed so well, and they grabbed that lead with almost no time left for a last gasp from the other side.
No way you could have drawn up a better final drive, because not only did they keep their eyes on the end zone, they made sure they bled the clock out as well and denied their opponent a chance to respond. That's just terrific situational football to end this one.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And the fair catch taken. No time will come off the clock. And they will begin this critical drive at the 25-yard line. This is 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1. And one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's got to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Seahawks, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.